far on this series. This is clearly broken. I feel like getting arrested would be a good way to find a police car. If one of them doesn't class as a builder, I don't know what does. I knew the Tesco car park would come in good there. Right, so I have actually bought myself a coffee, helping out all those other people who are looking for someone holding a takeout coffee cup. And then, like literally 2 seconds after I stopped recording, a train went past. I can't believe I saw that cyclist. Honestly, I'd found everything except that. Hello and welcome back to a new YouTube video. Today is the third and final episode of the series where I go round looking for random items. I'm not doing another video after this because after 3 videos on one thing, the idea starts to get a bit old. So I'll be thinking about some new ideas for videos soon. So the list for this video is someone fishing, a sports car. So this was suggested to me by my cousin George on the last video. So I will leave his channel link in the description. Some graffiti, some litter. It doesn't have to be as bad as the picture there, just litter. It could just be one item of litter. 2 people social distancing. Now, since the rules on social distancing have been relaxed, a lot of people that go on walks with other people haven't been keeping 2 meters, because if you're going on a walk with someone down a path that's probably 2 meters wide, it's very, very hard to always be 2 meters away from them, and that rule has now changed to 1 meter. So if you see people walking and attempting to stay apart, that classes as people social distancing. A sign with a bike on, some poo. Now this could be from a dog or, I don't know, a cow, just any form of poo. A buttercup and a style. So what I think I'm going to do is to get the fishing one, the poo one, the buttercup one and the style one, is I'm going to go on a bike ride along my local canal. Now this is the Coventry canal, the one I attempted to cycle the whole distance of in a previous video. The link for that will also be below, and I'm not going to go all the way to Coventry. I'm just going to see how far I can get, and I'm going to turn back at Fazeley, which is about probably a third of the way to Coventry, if I haven't found the items. Now this is about an hour cycle ride away, so at max I'll be out for 2 hours, but if I find all the items sooner, then I'll just come back sooner. So the first issue I had to contend with was a road closure. Am I allowed to cycle through here?
Yeah, mate, yeah, just be careful though, buddy.
Yeah, okay. Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Trying to get my attention, trying to get your redemption, but now that I'm gone, you want me back. Yeah, I gave you everything, gave you a diamond ring to watch it fall from your head. I don't wanna love again.
So I believe this here is litter. I then cycled to the place where I saw some fishermen last time I came along this canal, which was here. But unfortunately, there weren't any there today.
Cause I'll be living with regret. I don't wanna love again. Cause I'll be living with regret. And I don't wanna love again. Cause I'll be living with regret. don't trick or treat, don't knock on my door. Don't want you no more. You broke me, and I don't wanna see you, and I don't wanna see you again. No, just trying, oh, don't deny the fact that there's never lasting. I played the game but lost the bet.
In terms of a style, I was hoping one of these exits off the canal had a style on, but so far they've just been stairs and then no style. I was then cycling through this very overgrown section of the canal, so it would have been very unlikely for me to find anyone fishing here unless they were like hiding in the weeds, which is very, very unlikely. So I came along the canal for graffiti because I was expecting to see it under one of the bridges. I haven't seen that so far, but I have seen this. So this isn't typical graffiti, but I think that should count as graffiti. I'll probably see some better graffiti later, but come on, that's got to count, because look, they've painted on a tree. So, the Google definition of graffiti is writings or drawings scribbled, scratched or sprayed elliptically on a wall or other surface in a public place. So, it was a drawing, it was sprayed, and it wasn't on a wall, but it was on a surface for tree, which was in a public place, the canal. So, if you think that doesn't count, you're disagreeing with Google. So, none of the fishers seem to be out today. There's normally quite a lot along this canal, but I've not seen any so far. It might be because it's a Monday. Maybe there'd be more at the weekend, so maybe I should have come yesterday instead, I don't know. Right, so I was losing hope finding a style, but we've just found one there, so that's great. So the only item left I came to the canal to look for was someone fishing. So I'm going to cycle up to Paisley and then if not come back. But I do have a backup plan if I do not see one. So unfortunately we have got to Paisley and not seen someone fishing. So my backup option is to go to Coventry because I know there are lakes there where people sometimes fish. But unfortunately I've got to cycle back to where I got on the canal and then go further in order to get there. So it's going to be quite a long ride along the canal. So on the journey there, I wasn't really looking out for buttercups because I was more focused on style, graffiti, litter, someone fishing. But there is a buttercup down here. Here it is. Thank you. Right, those two people, or those three people actually, they were having a conversation with each other, but they were standing on opposite sides of a path. So they're people who were bearing in mind social distancing. So that counts. Considering hardly anyone follows it anymore, that's the best I'm going to get. It's alright, don't worry.
Emergency, yeah. Sorry about that.
It's alright, don't worry, thank you. Alright. I decided to cycle to Coventry along the road. Even though it was longer, I was getting a bit bored of the canal, and also the wind was coming at me very strong on the canal, so I thought if I went on the road it would be different because roads bend and the canal was straight and I felt like the wind was heading straight towards me. In the end, it didn't really mean much because the wind was still pushing me back very strongly.
Money.
I then had to cycle up this hill with the wind against me, and I got a lovely view of the A38 at the top. So we have made it to Coventry. It was very, very difficult cycling in the high winds, and I am now exhausted. It's looking good, everyone. Absolutely no doubts about that one. That guy was definitely fishing. I think we've also found some poo here, so that means we have got 2 more to go. The 2 more we have to do is a bite sign. Now, I'm going to cycle back through Lichfield, where I know there is a bike lane, so hopefully there's a sign there, and also a sports car as well. I told you I'd see one of these here. There's also another one, where is it, over here as well. So take your pick, they're both bike signs. Okay, so I have now returned home and I found 8 of the 9 items. The only one I didn't find was a sports car. So later today, when I've recovered from that bike ride against the wind, I'm going to go out to the rich part of Lichfield where all the sports cars are and see if I can find one there. As I was cycling back along the main road, I did see some kind of sports cars, but I don't think that is what George is looking for. I want to find like a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, like a brand that is known for making sports cars. I did see an Audi TT and also like, I don't know, the sporty version of like the Vauxhall Astra and stuff like that, but I don't think that's good enough personally. Okay, so I've just seen this, and this is technically a sports car, but I feel like I can do better. I want to see a Lamborghini preferably, because Lamborghinis are my favourite car. Now, one of the issues with its estate was all the houses had very long drives. So if you've got a big house, you're also likely to have a big drive. So therefore, unless I walked up their drive, I couldn't actually see which cars they owned. Also, a lot of them had gates with security on, so I couldn't even see into the property. I'm actually quite proud of myself finding that Porsche, because I was walking around that estate for, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour, and I saw some really nice cars actually, but none of them were sports cars. Like, there were Mercedes, Audis, Land Rovers, I even saw a Tesla, but it was the 4x4 one. But I did get there in the end. So that now marks the end of this series, unfortunately. I might revisit it again in the future, but there's not really that many ideas you can realistically find. So thanks for watching, and I'm sure I'll see you in my next video.
Money.